Okay, in this video I'm going to demonstrate changing the file format and frame rate on the Panasonic HC-V785. So now I'm going to find the menu so we start this demonstration. So I may start this demonstration, pardon me. I'm just going to maneuver through the menu here, the menu bar, options, and there's menu, the main menu. So I'm going to press that icon now. So what we now have to do is press the record setup so I can show you some of your options here. Okay, remember the arrows on the left here, you can maneuver through the menus to find the option that we're looking for. Perfect, but recording format and recording mode are what I'll be focusing on for this demonstration. Okay, and they're there right on the first page. Okay, recording format is AVCHD and the recording mode is PH1080. Let's just press that recording mode there now to have a look at this. Okay, now remember every option here is 16:9, whether it's MP4/iFrame or AVCHD. The videos here are all 16:9. The video options, recording options are all 16:9 aspect ratio. Okay, but 60i here is PH1080. That's a scan type of interlace, and it's about 30 frames a second. Okay. And at 1920 by 1080 resolution. That's cool, I like it there, but right now we're going to switch to 60p. 1080 60p, about 60 frames a second progressive, and a resolution of 1920 by 1080, and of course the aspect ratio, as I said earlier, is 16:9. So I'm going to switch to that now, and by pressing that icon there. Okay, so now our recording format is AVCHD 1080 60p. Now that is ready to go now. And again, one more fact here is the file extension of the raw file here will be .mts, okay? That's the file extension. So now I can exit that, and now I'm totally ready to shoot AVCHD 60p, okay? Perfect. So now let's change it again. Let's hit this, press this arrow icon here. There's the menu. Press that menu, go back to record setup. Okay, that was cool, but now let's switch our recording format. I'll switch the recording format to MP4/iFrame. Perfect. Now I'll press recording mode, and you can see iFrame is already selected there, but let's try one of these options on the left. The MP4s on the left here. Also, by the way, the file extension for iFrame MP4 and MP4 is .mp4, okay? The options on the left here, we have three options that we could choose from. Okay, when we choose an option, just give me a moment now, I'll choose an option in a moment. But we have 1080 50 megabytes, that's the highest quality, 1080 28 megabytes. Both of these are 60p, that's about 60 frames a second progressive, a progressive scan type. There's about 60 frames a second progressive. And the resolution for either is 1920 by 1080. Okay? So I'm going to choose one of them now. Okay? So you can read the message there. Okay, so now we're ready to shoot MP4/iFrame 1080 50 megabytes. Okay. So I'm going to press exit. And now we're ready to shoot. We're ready to begin filming. Okay, let's make another change here. Okay, I'll press the menu icon there, and I'll press the record setup. Okay, now let's try a different one. Recording mode. How about 720? 720 MP4. I'll press that icon there. So MP4/iFrame. Now we're ready to shoot 720. Now 720 MP4 is a resolution of 1280 by 720. It's again an aspect ratio of 16:9, and it's about 30 frames a second progressive scan. So we can shoot that now. So I'll press the exit icon now, and now we're ready to begin shooting that in 720 MP4. That's about 30 frames a second progressive, 1280 by 720 resolution, progressive scan type now. So let's go back to the menu. Okay, I'll press record setup again, and perfect. Let's switch recording mode. Now, to iFrame. iFrame is progressive scan. It's about 30 frames a second, and its resolution is 960 by 540. Okay, and that's 16:9 aspect ratio again. So I'm going to press that now. Okay, you can see MP4 slash iFrame, iFrame MP4. Again, the file extension for this raw file will be .mp4. So now I'm going to press the exit icon. Now we can begin shooting iFrame MP4, okay? But that's all well and good, but let's have another look, okay? So I'm going to press the menu icon and press record setup, and okay, now I'm going to switch back to AVCHD, and I'm going to change the recording mode back to 60i here. PH1080. PH1080 is the highest quality 60i video you can film with this camcorder, and that's what I'm going to switch to. That's a interlace scan. It's about 30 frames a second approximately, I suppose more realistically about 29.9 frames a second, but let's just say around 30 frames a second approximately, okay? And it's interlace scan, and it's 1920 by 1080 resolution, and it's an aspect ratio of 16:9. So I'm going to press that icon now. Now we're ready to shoot AVCHD at 60i, PH1080 there, the PH1080. So we're going to exit that now. Okay, perfect. Now you can see I can begin filming in PH1080. So PH1080 again is the highest quality 60i video. That's interlace scan and about 30 frames a second, 16:9 aspect ratio. Okay, and a resolution of 1920 by 1080. Now remember, you should really back up all your raw files off the camcorder. And remember the AVCHD recording format, the file extension for that recording format is .mts. That's the raw file, straight off the camcorder onto your PC. You should back up all your files before you begin editing. And with your editing projects, you should be fine to go, but just make sure you have a backup. You may want to have a look at it for yourself when you're editing. You finish your export and have a look. Remember, the aspect ratio for all these options was 16:9. Okay, make sure you back up your raw files, and away you go. You should be fine to begin editing that. Yes, again, whichever one you choose is up to you. Make sure you back up your raw files. Can't express it enough. Thank you all very much for watching. Thanks for your time.